Regretting moving into a nursing home, 7 harsh truths you need to know. Welcome to Love and Life. At the age of 80, I've learned many things about life, but there's one decision I deeply regret: moving into a nursing home. At the time, I thought it was the right choice. My family encouraged me, promising I'd be well cared for and live comfortably. I trusted them. But once I got here, I realized the reality was far different from what I had imagined. If you or a loved one are considering a nursing home, please listen to me as I share 7 things, real experiences I've gone through. You might say this has been the worst ordeal of my life. So, listen and reflect. Let's begin. First regret: losing my freedom. The biggest shock of moving into a nursing home wasn't the small room, the fixed meal times, or the unfamiliar faces. It was losing control over my own life. Before, I could decide when to wake up, eat, or spend my day. I could take a walk whenever I wanted, cook my own meals, or simply sit and read in my favorite chair. But here, everything follows a schedule. Breakfast is at a set time, whether I'm hungry or not. Lights go out at a designated hour, whether I'm ready to sleep or not. Want to go for a walk outside? I might need permission and someone to assist me. Even simple decisions like what to eat or wear slowly turn into privileges rather than basic rights. The longer you live in a nursing home, the less you resist, gradually getting used to being controlled. But in the process, you lose yourself. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the small freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought. Second regret: feeling forgotten. One of the most painful truths of moving into a nursing home is realizing the outside world moves on without you. When I first arrived, my family promised to visit often. At first, they did. My daughter came every week, my grandkids stopped by on weekends. But as time passed, the visits grew less frequent. People started calling instead of visiting, and even those calls became rare. Holidays are the hardest. Everyone promises to come, but plans change at the last minute, and I end up sitting alone in the common room, watching others wait for someone to visit, hoping someone remembers them. It's not that my family doesn't love me anymore. It's just that their lives go on while I'm no longer part of their daily routine. I'm stuck here, slowly being forgotten. Sometimes I sit on my bed, holding the phone, wondering if I should call my son. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to remind him I'm here, waiting for a visit that might never come. In the end, I put the phone down. And in that moment, I realized this is my life now, waiting for someone to remember me. Third regret: losing my purpose. Before, I had small tasks that made me feel useful: watering plants, making coffee, tidying the house. But in the nursing home, I don't have to do anything anymore. Everything is taken care of. At first, I thought it was a nice break. But after a few weeks, I realized something was missing. The days drag on with nothing to do but wait. I see it in others too. People who were once full of energy now spend their days staring, waiting for time to pass. Having nothing to do makes time crawl by, meaningless and slow. There's a man named David, 84, who used to be a carpenter. At home, he was always fixing things, working on small projects in his garage. But here, there's nothing, no tools, no projects, nothing for him to create. I've watched him withdraw, his once strong, skilled hands now resting idly in his lap. I feel useless, he told me one day, and I know exactly what he means. When there's nothing to do, nothing to strive for, life starts to lose its meaning. Your mind slows down, your body follows, and soon you feel like you're existing invisibly as time passes with no change. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to live a life where every day is the same? No new challenges, no surprises, just a repeat of yesterday? Fourth regret: health declining faster than expected. Before coming here, I could take care of myself, walk, cook, manage my day. But once I moved into the nursing home, everything changed. At first, it felt like a rest. Meals were brought to me. I didn't have to cook anymore. If I needed something, I'd press a button and help would come. But I didn't realize how much I was declining, how weak I was becoming. One day, a neighbor here said, "I don't know when it happened, but I feel like I've aged 10 years in just a few months." It hit me. I felt the same. When you stop using your body, you start to lose it. In a nursing home, where everything is designed to be easier, it's easy to forget that movement isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. If I'd known how fast my health would decline, I would have fought harder to stay active, to keep my strength, to push myself even when I didn't feel like it. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, will you still have the drive to keep your body strong when everything is set up to make life easy? Because once you slow down, getting back up isn't as simple as you think. Fifth regret, losing privacy and dignity. One thing I didn't expect before moving into a nursing home was how much privacy I'd lose. At home, I had my own space. I could close my bedroom door, sit in silence if I wanted, and do things my way. But in a nursing home, privacy is a luxury you don't always get. From the moment I arrived, I felt constantly watched, staff coming in and out, checking my room on a schedule, shared spaces where you're rarely alone. Even simple things like changing clothes or using the bathroom often require assistance. I know they're just doing their jobs, but it's not easy to accept help for things you've done yourself your whole life. Meal choices are limited. If you don't like what's on the menu that day, tough luck. Then there's the roommate issue. Not everyone gets a private room, and sharing space with someone you didn't choose can be tough. I'm lucky to have a kind roommate, but I've heard stories from others who aren't so fortunate, roommates who are loud, messy, or have cognitive issues that make sleep nearly impossible. No matter how much you try to make the room your own, it never truly feels like home. Dignity is hard to lose, and I didn't realize how much I'd give up until I was here. When people knock, but don't always wait for an answer before coming in, when you're spoken to like a patient instead of a person, when your daily routine is dictated by a schedule you didn't create, it changes you. You start to feel less like yourself and more like just a name on a list. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the privacy and control you've had your whole life? Because once it's gone, it's hard to get back. Sixth regret, losing connection with family and friends. When I lived at home, I could see neighbors, friends, and join family gatherings. But since moving here, I feel cut off from the outside world. Visits have dwindled, and I no longer regularly see the people I used to chat with daily. When you're not near family anymore, you slowly lose those intimate conversations, those bonding moments you didn't even notice before. I remember my last birthday. I thought someone would stop by, but no one did. The staff here threw a little party, but it wasn't the same. I realized one of the scariest things isn't being in an unfamiliar place, it's feeling forgotten. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up those moments of connection with family and friends for care that might not be what you expect? Seventh regret, once you're in, it's hard to leave. One thing I didn't anticipate was that once you're in a nursing home, getting out isn't easy. You might think if you don't like it, you can just leave. But in reality, once you've been here a while, going back home isn't simple. Your family might get used to not caring for you anymore. They might not want to, or be able to, take you back. Plus, your health might decline while you're here. When you stop moving as much as you used to, your body weakens, making you more dependent on the care provided. I've met others with the same experience. They thought they'd try the nursing home for a while, only to find leaving wasn't as easy as they'd hoped. The longer you stay, the harder it is to adjust to life outside. Some lose the option entirely when their house is sold or their savings run dry from care costs. There's no way back. That's the part no one tells you. Moving seems reversible, but for most, it's not. The nursing home slowly becomes your whole world, and before you know it, the life you once had feels like a distant memory. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you sure this is the decision you want? Because once you're in, going back might be harder than you think. After all this, I wish someone had told me these things before I decided. I don't regret growing old, but I regret believing a nursing home was my only option. Here, I've lost my independence, privacy, purpose, and even parts of myself. I'm not saying nursing homes are wrong for everyone. Some people truly need the level of care they provide. But before you decide, think hard about what you're giving up, because once you move in, life will never be the same. These are the real experiences I wanted to share with you. If you're facing this decision, I hope you take the time to ask, is this truly best for me, or just the easiest option right now? Because the life you have today, your routines, your independence, your choices, is worth holding on to as long as you can. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it to your life. Your feedback means so much to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments gives us motivation and encouragement. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.